Hello, Forex traders. Welcome back to yet another banger episode of Chart Insight. It's been quite a while. This space has been silent, and that is because the market is not really moving as expected. And now, this video should have been released as we enter into the first month, but I was busy cooking something delicious for every one of us here. So when it's out, definitely you're going to get informed. So let's just get straight into it. I don't want this video to be that long. I will try as much as possible that it's very precise and you still extract something meaningful from here. So let's start with GBP USD. I'm going to be walking you through all of my pairs, down from the major currency pairs to Bitcoin to gold, silver, and some of the indices that I have on my watch list, where I'm spotting opportunity, where there's currently no opportunity, and how are we positioning myself for opportunity. So to kick off with, this is GBP USD right in front of us. This pair has really been trending down overall, but we've been seeing some kind of buys. To me, this buy still looks like a corrective move, because if you look at this that I have right from this my hour time frame perspective, this is the 3-month chart. So you will see that the market has really been trending downward. We push up. Now from what we have here, we have price rejecting from this bottom right here, and then we started moving in a bullish scenario. We started trending upward. That is the movement we've been having. But the question now is, are we going to head to this major resistance, or we are going to find ourselves going down right from this minor resistance? So let's go down to the monthly chart to see what is likely happening. I'm spotting some things here, and that is what I will be sharing with you, both my contingency plan as well. So we can see that GBP/USD has really been trending to the upside, but for some months now we've been stuck around this region. Price has really been stuck around this region. Well, if we are able to break above, then believe you me, there's no reason why GBP/USD should not test this high. But if we have the sellers still holding up at this point, we may see GBP/USD reverses from this point, then back to this minor support level, and that's a whole lot of number of pips to the downside. So what I'm currently seeing here is that if I should move down to my weekly charts, there are two things now. There are two things. You will notice that after this impulsive movement, price creates a low. We ought to push up for another impulsive movement, but price fails, and then we create an equal top where this is the neckline, and we break through the neckline. We are currently retesting the neckline, which retesting the neckline also coincides with the minor resistance level. So that is the reason why I feel that there's going to be a lot of sell at this region. But if otherwise the sell fails to hold, I'll be looking for continuation buy movement. So for now, let's narrow things down to day charts. Okay, so here on day charts, we will see how price has been trending. This is the neckline that we saw on that weekly charts. Let's go back to the weekly charts. I spot another pattern inside of this space, which is the rising wedge pattern. Yeah, something like this actually. And with this, we are also having a reversal pattern inside of it. So we break out of this wedge and looking like we are retesting, which is in line with this previous resistance. I'm expecting a downward movement on GBP USD. GBP USD, I'm 70% bearish and 30% bullish. So from this point here now, if I should take this off, let me now take this off. In addition, I can add my fib from the recent high to this recent low. We are currently trading at the 0.5 fib level. Yes, I will not be surprised if price should still break upward. We still have the 618 to hold price, but from here I'm expecting the market to collapse down. How would I be planning to enter this trade? Then let's go down to the day charts. So the day chart here, this is, I consider this buy as a retracement. You can see today will be closing as a doji. We have less than 5 hours for today's candlestick to close. If we close like this, that is a doji candlestick. Tomorrow, if it comes to be a bearish candlestick, that is an evening star candlestick. Then believe you me, Monday opening, I'll be looking for short opportunity, but for a better entry, because I don't want to fall victims of fake out. They might be fake out at this region. So my entry, majorly I take my entry on the 4 hours chart. So what I'm definitely going to do here is just to mark my counter trend line until price now breaks below my counter trend line. Then I will short GBP USD. So this is how I will be anticipating a sell move on GBP USD. So I'll be expecting a massive drop, but this drop might likely not be massive because of the month we have currently. Price may still find itself moving so slow, but this is my bias on GBP USD. Until we break this point, then I'll be looking to sell. But if otherwise we push to the upside and we find a base at this region, then believe you me, I'll be looking to take long. But for now, I'm 70% bearish on GBP USD and 30% bullish on GBP USD. Next off is Euro USD. Euro USD, let's also take things from the hour time frame. These are my level on hour time frame. The major zone are the blue bar, the minus zone are the light blue bar. So we can see this as well. We did form a double top, price breaks below, form another rising double bottom. We are looking like we are rising to this blue bar at the top, but currently price is facing the difficulties to keep surging to the upside. So if I should narrow down as well to the monthly charts, I've spotted a pattern. Which this pattern is a bearish pattern. There are times that this pattern can as well act as a continuation movement. That is the time when it fails. But this pattern is a bearish continuation chart pattern, the descending triangle. When spotted in a bullish trend, it may signal reversal. So in this case, we are spotting this pattern in a bullish trend. So maybe not, we may have Euro USD to reverse as well. You may see this clearly on the weekly chart. Yes, this is what I currently have. If you notice, Euro USD has been moving so erratic these days. One time it will drop, the other time it's just going to surge higher again. So I've been able to identify this pattern, and you can see from this top of this pattern we're already having rejection from there. But I will not be really interested in Euro USD because the movement is actually not so clear for me. If I move down to the day chart, you can see the price action here is just too messy, and I don't want to find myself trading an unclear market. So for now, I will ignore Euro USD. My take on it is bearish. So I will only be bullish if we clear above this light blue bar. Then we find a base here, and I'll be looking to take long opportunity. Just simple things. I don't like to just complicate my chart. Simple models for me to take my decision. So straightforward on that on Euro USD. Let's move to the next one. AUD USD, same thing here too as well. Let's go back to the hour picture. Same thing here. This is AUD USD. You will see that the chart is very clear. I have this bearish trend line. price is trending to the downside, but we're having difficulties breaking this major support. We retrace back, going to the monthly charts. This buys is a retracement, believe it or not, it is a retracement. I will only look to buy when price clear above this black line that I put here. If we should clear above, then I'll be looking to take a buy. Most of this USD quotes currency, my take is bearish until proven wrong. My take is bearish. Yeah. So this space here, the last chart inside I posed, we were spotting an head and shoulder pattern here, but I did told you that the head and shoulder will only be confirmed when we break through the neckline. This is the reason why most people will say chart pattern don't work. It's just simply because they cannot wait for pattern to fully materialize. I spot this pattern, but I did not take this trade. I was waiting for a break to confirm the pattern, but that did not happen. You can see price rallying back. This pattern has been proven invalidated. Only if we have something like this, then we can still say we still have an head and shoulder, whereas this point is just going to be giving us a double top. But here, for day trader, maybe I want to day trade, I might take short opportunity right here if I want to. So if you go to the day chart, that's first here we have trend line, and second, this line right here is the right shoulder, the eye of that right shoulder. So I'm expecting a drop from these points. If on the other flip we do not see a drop and we continue to go higher, then I can tell you that we may likely attract this blue bar. So a break, retest, and then continuation movement, just simple as that on AUD USD. But for now, if you look at it, you can see that the market is ranging, so I'm still on the sideline doing nothing. NZD USD next. NZD USD, yes, I have this. Let me just walk you through from the higher picture also. Just as I've said, I'm bearish on most of these pairs. So this one as well, we rejected from this major support level. Price was a bit shy away from here, then we find ourselves retracing back. So after retracing, you can see this dragonfly doji pushing price upward. Price did come back to a resistance. We came back to a resistance. Let's look at that very well. Now, something is likely to happen here based on how I trade. I can see that we may likely form a broader head and shoulder pattern like this. So here that we currently have, we may have this. No matter the techniques that you trade, once you are seeing the waves at which you trade, you're already thinking in that way. So based on what I see here, it's already aligning. But before I take my decision, I always want to see more clarity before I get in. I'm not an aggressive trader. I'm very conservative when I'm trading. So most times I have to wait for my setup before I fully enter the trade. So if we now narrow down to day charts, I'm spotting a rising wedge pattern. A rising wedge pattern in a bullish direction is signaling a possible reversal. If we did have a break below, I'm not taking my trade, I'm not selling right from this top. I want to see a full bounce away from this resistance. Price can surge up and later drop down, which other concepts we call a liquidity sweep, and I don't want to be part of that. So I will not be taking entry at this resistance region. I will be waiting for price to do whatsoever it may want to do at this point. Then let's break down. That is going to confirm to me that the bearish momentum has come into the market, and I'll be looking to take a short opportunity. My next level target is going to be at the next support level. These are swing trading. This is about 190 pips to the downside. That GU is about 600 or 500 pips to the downside. Euro USD is not clear, so that's where I'm currently not looking at entry there. Another one here is USD CAD. USD card, now USD base. We are now at USD base. I'm looking to long this particular pair. So we have this my level, major levels, and this my minor level. If we go down to the monthly chart, you will notice that we've traded above. Before price surge from this top, we come inside of this point. We ought to be pushing to the downside as we are going down aggressively like this, but price now fails. We find ourselves back at above this resistance, now turn to support. We may likely rebound and then continue to surge back to that major level. But will price really come back to that level? Let's now look at the weekly chart. I spot another pattern which we may call a channel. You can see that price has been trading in between this channel. Whenever we hit the upper bound, price drop, and whenever we hit the lower bound, price surge. So I'm expecting another surge from here. Also, before I get in, my counter trend line is one effective tool that I use for my entry confirmation. This only helps me to avoid early entry. It helps me to avoid market manipulation. It helps me to avoid fake out in the market. When we break above it, that tells me that momentum has come in. That is how I trade my bounce from a level. So let's check the day chart. On day chart, you now see well the channel that I have mapped out on my chart. So this is my counter trend line. If we break above, I'll be looking to take a buy opportunity, and if not, then that means price still want to come and test this level, and then we can look for a continuation buy. Above all, I'm bullish, 80% bullish on USD card, 20% to the downside. The only reason why I might be selling USD card is if we find ourselves back below this blue bar. Then I'll be looking for a retest, and then I will have a change in bias. Just straightforward as that. The next one, USD CHF, this one is currently ranging, and I've also marked, let's just check this from the monthly. This and Euro USD, my highs are currently off from them. You can see a very huge bearish movement. We did approach a base. If you should understand pattern, especially if any of my students is currently watching this video, you understand that when we talked about the rectangular pattern, if it forms at a strong level, support or resistance, it is building itself up for a possible reverse movement. Most of the time, that is what is likely to happen. So here, I'm also patiently waiting for a reversal of this previous trend. I'm expecting a bullish movement to come in. So you will see that for weeks now, the market has really been ranging. Day trader, scalpers, they will have been faced with a whole lot of frustration with all of this push up, push down. Of course, some would have even made money from it. That is if they are so quick enough to taking off their profits. So from here, this is my counter trend line. If we should confirm a break, I will simply wait for a retest, and then the reversal will happen. Okay, let's move USD JPY onto the next one. USD JPY as well. I'm positioning myself for a bullish movement. This market has really been trading up. If you should watch about, let's say, the 5th or 4th previous chart insight, you will know that I've been calling this pair to the upside, but the painful part of it is that it's not actually giving me good reason to enter. I will have capitalized on some of these buys trade. I did take some with my community in the Telegram group, and if you want to join that, you will find link of that in my bio here on YouTube, so you can just join there. It's absolutely free. I drop signals there. It's not a paid signals. I don't run a paid signals. I drop when I see confirmation in the market. Then you can just look that to check yours if there's an alignment, or if there is none, so be it. So here we have the weekly chart. This is the weekly chart. I'm expecting USD JPY all the way to this blue bar right here to 161. We are currently at 154. and that's also a whole lot of number of pips. I'm projecting about 700 pips to the upside on USD JPY. A beautiful channel movement. You're going to see this well on the day charts. A beautiful channel movement. We push up. Now you will see that market structure has really been aligning well, higher highs and higher lows. I love it when price is retracing and is trying to create a flag. I don't just know why, I love it that way. I love it when price retraces and creates a flag or the falling wedge. I do have a lot of confidence in this type of trade. All I'm just waiting for is a break above, then I'll be getting it for a long position on USD JPY. So here you can see that we get here and price is already rejecting. 4 hour is my entry confirmation. 4 hour is my entry confirmation, and in addition here there is will be fib confirmation. This is my fib. You can see my fib rejecting from the 0.618. Of course, if this candlestick should close like this, that is a morning star, but this morning star is not a stronger one for me. In fact, I will not be trading here. I want to trade when we have a break above this flag. That's when it's going to really confirm to me that momentum has come into the market. Yes, aggressive trader, early entry traders, sniper entry traders, they can get entry from this point, then place their stops up below. But I always want to avoid any entry trap. So that is the reason why I'll be waiting for price to break above. USD JPY, I'm bullish, 80% bullish on USD JPY. If the market does not know me, it doesn't know what I'm preparing for. So if the price breaks below, then that is telling me something else, that we may likely have a downward movement. Now, if price is really going to go down, where is the level target, then we'll be looking to target this level. So of course, as a trader, you don't just want to be rigid. We are flexible. If the market does not go the way we expected, it changed directions and you are clearly seeing that the trend has really changed, follow the ongoing trend and then you will be good. So that is that on USD JPY as well. Now let's look at gold. We are done with the major pairs. These are just the currency pair I trade. GBP, CAD, CAD, JPY. I don't trade them. I only focus on the major currency pair. So this is what I have on gold. Let's just look at gold from the weekly chart. Gold has really been bullish for the weeks, but currently now is moving sideways. Irrespective of that kind of movement, I've been able to spot a chart pattern. I'm a chart pattern trader. I trade price action. This is the reason why you are seeing me spotting chart patterns on my charts. This pattern is a symmetrical pattern. Some even call it the bullish pennant because the previous trend is currently bullish. It's signaling a bullish continuation movement. Actually, that is what is signaling a bullish continuation movement, and we've been able to break above it. If we go to the lower time frame, we may likely have a retest, and then we may see gold to continue pushing upward. We've pushed up. In fact, it looks like the retracement has come, but I'm not yet picking a trade because I still want to see price can still come more lower. So currently now, I'll be having a close eye on gold. I'll be having a close eye on gold for a bullish movement if I get my reason to enter for that. And we have silver. Yes, silver here on day charts. Let's just look at this. On day charts, we have this pattern as well, ascending triangle pattern. We break above this resistance, price break above, giving us a new high. You should not be jumping on a buy trade here. Wait for price to correct, and I'm having my Fibonacci to tell me where are possible points that the markets are likely to turn. So you can see the 0.5 is aligning with this resistance that will likely turn to support. So just patiently waiting for that to come, and then I'll be looking to long silver. So gold is not so clear at the moment, but silver is really looking clear. Silver is really looking clear. So if we have a downward movement, I will look for how to mark my counter trend line on the 4-hour chart Then when we have the break of that, I'll be looking to take long opportunity on silver. And onto the next now is the crypto markets, the almighty Bitcoin. As we speak, I'm currently long on Bitcoin. Yes, I'm currently long on Bitcoin. If you watch my previous about 2-3 videos, I'm been expecting Bitcoin to drop massively before I take my long position. And yes, we did have it. I have my confirmation. One thing about me is that once I get my entry confirmation, I don't hesitate, irrespective of what any other trader might be saying, that BTC is still likely to do this, is still likely to do that. As far as I'm seeing my entry trigger, I will enter my trade. If the trade goes against me, then I will accept that I'm wrong on that position. So let's walk through from the monthly chart. You can see that Bitcoin has really been pushing upward. Let me take off this fib. Bitcoin has really been pushing upward. What I have here before was that, okay, we are going to have a trend, maybe a bounce from this trend line. If you check my Facebook post, I posted this when Bitcoin dropped to 100,000. I said it and it happened. I said I'll be looking to position myself for a buy trade, but my entry was not there. I did not take a position. Where people makes errors when it comes to trend line is that whenever there is a break, they start looking like, okay, the trend has changed, let's start looking for a retest, and then that's selling. But the trend will only change when the last low was broken. This is the last low here, it's yet to be taken out. This point is still considered as the current higher low, so it's most likely we may see a surge higher. And believe you me, if Bitcoin is really going to turn up, it is really going to turn up for me, guys, I'm expecting Bitcoin to a new all-time high of $140,000 per coin. That is where I'm expecting Bitcoin to push up to. So the weekly chart now, this is where I now map my fib from this low to this high, and it's rejecting from the 0.7. 0.5, which falls to this trend line, could not hold. 618 could not hold, but the last level now is currently holding price. Then I scaled down to the day chart. It's now started to give me a chart pattern of double bottom. I enter my trade on the 4 hours charts when we have a break above this counter trend line, and you can see where my stop is. If market could come back to this point, then I will accept that I am wrong. My stop loss is kept below this week, not here, below here. So if we have that surge and come down, then I know that, okay, Bitcoin is currently not ready to go up, and I will accept that I'm wrong. But if from here we start rising up, then I can tell you for free that that is the beginning of the next bull run in Bitcoin, or on Bitcoin, whatsoever English you can use that. We are here to make money, not to speak English. Okay, next, NAS 100. NAS 100, let me just take this from weekly. This is what I'm expecting. The market is bullish and I'm positioning to take a buy movement. The trend is your friend. You don't want to trade against the trend. I love to trade with the trend. If the market is retracing, I will wait. Yes, you may say, but how long am I going to wait? Other pairs will be giving me opportunity. That's just it. So I wanted to take a buy trade here, but I wasn't so sure of that trade. That's the reason why I didn't take it. So now that the movement is already getting confirmed, so I want to see price to give us a little bit of retracement. You can see this high is currently rejecting retracement here. Then I'll be looking for a continuation buy movement on NAS 100, which is also the US 100. S&P 500, the same view, but this one has already gone too far, so I'll not be looking to take this. I don't like to take trade when we're already at the peak. With the peak, I don't like it. If only we can retrace. But for now, S&P 500 is currently out of my list. I did have this one, the JAB 225. I'm currently long on this one. I'm long on this. You can see a beautiful channel movement, a falling wedge, a break above my falling wedge. I enter a buy trade, my stop below, and this is the next high I'm currently looking to target. I've been holding this position for about 4 or 5 days now, so As price keeps moving, I'll be looking to add to my position. Yes, this is still decent, 2.69. But believe you me, if price is really going to move well, I'm going to make more than this, because I'll be adding to my position as price keeps moving in my direction. So JAP 225, I'm currently long. And lastly, to cap it up, US 30. US 30 is already at its peak. You don't want to be taking trade. You don't want to be taking trade. The concept is to buy low, not to buy high. So these points, I consider that price is just too expensive, so I'm not willing to look at this at all. So I have this resistance. Whatsoever that's going to happen, I will come back and check this chart maybe 2 or 3 weeks later, or even after I'm done finishing eating the Christmas chicken. Then I can come back and see what this market has done so far, if it will be giving me opportunity for the coming year. So that is the episode of today of this month. These are my view for this month going into 2026. That is my view, and thank you for watching.